Hi guys, my name is Roger, and I'm building a mid-engine supercar in the basement of my home. Let's take a look at what I've been working on this week.
Okay, this was the AI generated car, and this is the car that we were trying to make as close as possible. And here are some views of the car, some screenshots off the computer. The side view. This is the front view. A rear view. And then finally a top view. Now let me spin this around so you can get some different angles. As it rotates around, it gives you different perspectives and views that you don't get to see just in the photos. Bottom view here is kind of useless, I guess. Although I may tweak a few little things. In general, this is the final design, and the main body panels won't be changed. This is the center console area between the seats that holds a speaker. You can see this is the final part, what it would look like. And this is what the mold will look like to make that part. And for me to be able to make this, I have to fill in some areas. I have to add these side pieces here to attach it, fill in the center here, and fill in where the cell phone and speaker go. And to make that part, this is the mold. This is what the mold will look like. It's a negative or reverse of that part. And to make this, to CNC it, I have to break this up into 6 separate components to be able to machine it on the CNC machine. Once all those parts are made, they'll be glued together in a final assembly that looks like this. A couple of things I wanted to show you here out in the garage. The piece that I made in last week's video, the firewall piece here, that didn't quite finish infusing, I turned it upside down yesterday and re-vacuum bagged it and tried to infuse the other half of it. And it did infuse all the way. I still haven't completely removed all of the material here from the bagging and taken it off the mold to see how strong the part's going to be and if I'm going to be able to salvage it or not. But hopefully I will. And if not, I'll just have to make a new one. But we'll know here in a day or two when I finish delaminating this and see how strong it is and what it looks like. Also, here are some of the pieces I'm cutting for the center console where it holds the speaker that I was just showing you on the computer screen. This is a part that I machined yesterday, and it has been finished. You can see how smooth it is. I had to clean up pass run on it. It is ready to go and assemble and make the mold. And I run a preliminary roughing pass over this part. You can see the steps in it here. I need to change cutters in the CNC machine and run a finished cleanup pass over this, and this part will be done. And that is 2 of the 6 pieces that it takes to make that center console piece. This is one of the sides, one of the larger pieces, but when I was cutting this, the vacuum head here on my CNC crashed into the highest point here on this and screwed it up. So I had to stop the machine, and I'm gonna have to remake this part. But you can see it was starting to take shape before it crashed. I eventually need to make a new head. My head right now moves up and down with the CNC here in the Z-axis, but in reality it should be mounted here permanently so I can adjust the height where I want it to go, and it'll stay permanent and it won't move up and down. The move it up and down is what caused it to crash. So for about the last week, I've been covering up the car. I've got this large piece of plastic here to cover the car up, and I did this because I'm cutting a lot of wood down here on the table saw. I'm making a lot of dust. I'm getting tired of vacuuming and cleaning dust out of the car and off of the seats every few days. So this helps keep the dust out of the car. And you can see right now I have the windshield sitting in the car. I've cleaned all the paint off of the windshield where we had it 3D scanned, and I've reinstalled it here in the car just to get some visuals looking out of the car so you can see out of the glass clearly now. And I wanted to show you this. I've been working on this for the last couple of days. I ordered some Alcantara here, this fabric. Alcantara. I've heard it pronounced both ways. I'm not sure which one is correct, so you'll probably hear me say it a couple of different ways here in the upcoming videos, but for now it's Alcantara. And I also had this piece of glass cut and I've installed it here in this panel, but I wanted to give you a visual of this, kind of what it looks like here with these carbon fiber pieces and the glass and everything coming together. And this is temporary. I need to take this glass and move it all the way to the rear. It actually will glue to the inside of this stainless steel piece here. I have some urethane rubber to glue that with. But when that moves all the way to the rear, it'll create a void here, which I'm not sure if you can see or not, but if you look down in here, there's a void. You can see this white foam in here between the panels. And I'm going to get some foam rubber. Once that glass is glued all the way in and shoved to the rear, it'll create a void for that foam rubber. It'll be a black foam rubber piece to tape in all the way around, and then it'll compress. And once that's installed permanently, you won't be able to see anything but except the black. It'll hide this white foam in here. And I think all that'll trim out and finish and look nice. That's what it looks like. And I guess that's going to be about it for this week's video. I'm off work all next week, so hopefully I can get a few things accomplished on the car. And I guess I'll see you guys again in 2 weeks.